Welcome back to MetLife Stadium on this beautiful December evening. Lou Brogno, Jimmy Cavallo, and the third member of our broadcast team, Amanda Puglisi, who's down on the sidelines. Amanda?
Lou, Coach Hansen was so confident in his team's ability to get back to MetLife that once the calendar turned to November, he gave them all of the paperwork that they would need to know as far as practice times, lift schedules, anything that they needed to know as far as MetLife. They had it in their hands. Coach Hansen said he knew that his team had the athletic ability. They just wanted to make sure that on paper they had all their I's dotted and their T's crossed. Now for Bergen Catholic, we're going to see a lot of Johnny Langan today, not just on offense, but on defense as well. Coach Campanile told me that, hey, this is the best, you need your best players on the biggest stage.
All right, Amanda, and there is the head coach of Bergen Catholic, Nunzio Campanile, in his 8th season. Graduate of Paramus Catholic, of course, was the offensive coordinator at Don Bosco Prep before taking over the head job at Bergen Catholic, and he has his Crusaders now primed for a state championship game against St. Peter's Prep. The Crusaders will receive. St. Peter's Prep will kick left to right on your screen. And back deep, Biadetta, you saw him there for Bergen Catholic, standing at the 10-yard line. 7th meeting since 2014. St. Peter's has won 4 of the 6. Bergen Catholic won earlier this year, 41-14. And of course, last year the Marauders defeated the Crusaders. So fasten your seatbelts, here we go. The New Jersey State Championship, the non-public Group 4 Championship, and the Tri-State Championship on the line here between Bergen Catholic and St. Peter's. It is a short kickoff, and the Crusaders bring it back to the 30-yard line, and BC will put it in play there. And the Crusaders, of course, their quarterback is Boston College-bound Johnny Langan, the senior, 6'4", 235 pounds. Terrific year, Jimmy, 135 out of 239. Almost 2,000 yards through the air, 21 touchdown passes, but he's also run the ball for 732 yards and 10 touchdowns.
And he is healthy, Lou, which has been so important for Bergen Catholic's success this year. Last year, he played through injuries few could have. He's tough with a capital T.
First down run by the Crusaders. Josh McKenzie carries, but nowhere to go. Bergen Catholic's high-powered offense, averaging over 33 points per game. Outstanding offensive line led by J.R. Wood, 6'2", 280. You take a look at their backs and receivers. Michael Feaster and Dylan Classy, outstanding receivers. Josh McKenzie, a terrific junior running back.
Josh McKenzie is also healthy, Lou. And he'll go both ways tonight, too, so they will empty the tank with 2 of their best players.
Second down at about 14. Langan running out of there. Now takes off across the 30 and puts his head down, dives up across the 35-yard line. Picks up good yardage. St. Peter's Prep defense has been an outstanding defensive unit all year long, of course, led by Justin and Jason Adamalola. Chris Stoltz and R.J. Oben has been outstanding as well at the defensive end slot. Terrific linebacker. Shane Simon, Chase Jones, Damani Falconer, Samir Mickens, Cameron Blair at the corners, and Skoko and McIntosh are the safeties. And once again, a run to the outside, but this looks to be short of first down yardage. Langan carried the football, but he's about a buck short.
This is going to be a Nunzio Campanile special. I mean, the ball's on his side of the 50. It's at the 39-yard line. It's 4th down. You're going to punt the football, right, Nuns? No chance, Lou. The offense stays on the field.
4th and 1. Bergen Catholic in their own territory will go for it. And here's Langan, gets the snap and powers his way over right tackle. He should have enough for a Crusader first down.
Well, that's what you get when you get a quarterback, 6'4", 225 pounds of fury. And when Johnny Langan gets downhill, he is not going to be stopped for any negative yardage. That is for sure.
Bergen Catholic picks up the first down. Crusaders coming in 9-2 on the year. They have won 8 straight games. And a whistle blows this play down. Penalty marker on the play. Huge crowd here at MetLife Stadium for this championship game.
Prior to the snap, offsides, defense, 5 yards, still first down.
So the Marauders jump offside, and it brings up a first down and 5 now at the 47-yard line. Langan gives to Rahmir Johnson, and he breaks a couple of tackles and takes it up across the midfield. You know, we talked about Josh McKenzie, Jimmy. Rahmir Johnson, outstanding running back in his own right, 513 yards, 6 touchdowns, and the offers pouring in for him as well.
Yeah, he's a dynamic kid, very unique player to them. They use him in a lot of different ways, been very unselfish, but he's really a big play waiting to happen. That's just one of the many weapons that they have.
On a 2nd and 1, a penalty flag is thrown. Yeah, looks like this is going to be against St. Peter's again. And this will give Bergen Catholic a first down at the 44-yard line.
Offsides, defense, 5 yards, first down.
And Coach Hansen, he thinks he's getting squeezed right there for where these guys are lining up.
First and 10 at the St. Peter's.
So Bergen Catholic a 1st and 10 at the St. Peter's 44. Langan gives, and plenty of pressure in the backfield by St. Peter's Prep. No chance for Bergen Catholic, and they'll lose yardage on this play.
Well, it's Team Adamilola when you talk about these two guys. And watch the initial penetration here, blows the whole play up. And then the cavalry is there. Looked like Zamir Mickens was the first man there in the backfield. And then Mick's penetration sets it up.
Langan fires outside, catch made at the 40-yard line, then up the sideline. A big gainer here for the Crusaders. Tyler DeVera, the junior tight end. And DeVera, whose older brother Brendan played right here last year for Wayne Hills.
Yeah, Tyler came over from Wayne Hills, and hey, he's a DeVera, man. He's athletic, he's got size, he's got feet, he's got speed. Very talented tight end. And he's going to be a very good college football player, will Tyler DeVera.
Only a junior, and another big play here for the Crusaders. Down to the 15-yard line. It's Josh McKenzie.
The baby bull, a battering ram, is Josh McKenzie. This guy shows up every day in practices like his hair's on fire, man. He wants to bring the contact to you. And one of the top wrestlers in America, and really has had a healthy, ultra-productive junior football season. And they're mixing it up now, Lou, on this drive after they got the 4th down to set it in motion.
And keeping it himself is Langan, and he dives up ahead to the 11-yard line. He faked the handoff to Rahmir Johnson, but called his own number, and he picks up about 4 on the carry.
Yeah, arm tackles are not going to do it against Johnny Langan. I just looked at my roster. I'm going to put 10 pounds on him for the first time. I told you he was 225. He's 235, Lou.
He sends twin receivers out to the left side. Johnson in motion. He gets the handoff, trying to cut it outside. He does, and turns it inside the 10-yard line.
Well, we saw Jason Adamilola, number 57, a couple moments ago. This time, it's Justin who tracks him down, but Johnson turns it up. It'll get the first down. It's only the track down tackle from behind. Watch number 7 stick with the play here and get him down. But now the ball at the 5-yard line, 1st and goal. And this is a tough equation for Adamilola and this defense. A lot of guys who can take the fight to you carrying the football for Bergen Catholic.
1st and goal from the 5. Langan keeps it himself, heading to the end zone. He's in. Touchdown, Bergen Catholic.
Of course he gave the fans a high five after the touchdown, Lou. It's Johnny Football. He's always a bit theatrical. But this is what they wanted to do, mix it up. The run and the pass. And then you're right in their rocking chair with a 1st and goal from the 5. Great play fake. Langen on the keeper, and once he turns upfield, it's a recipe for success.
Mike Carney in to kick the extra point. 45 of 48 on the year. His kick is up and good. 6:58 remaining first quarter. Bergen Catholic strikes first. The Crusaders lead it 7-0.
In their first meeting, Langen ran for 130 and 3 touchdowns, and St. Peter's had no answer for him on short yardage. I mean, the epic highlight of him pushing the pile for 5 yards in Oradell that day. And this is just how Bergen Catholic wanted to start off, by getting their big horse going. Number 21, Johnny Langen.
So the Crusaders with a terrific opening drive. You see Langen on the Bergen Catholic sideline. Bergen Catholic trying to win tonight, trying to go 10-0 against the Big Six. The last team to do that, Don Bosco in 2011.
They haven't lost to a New Jersey team, Lou. They're undefeated in New Jersey.
Yeah, trying to go 10-0 against the New Jersey schedule and also against the Big Six is what I should have said.
They lost, of course, to Mater Dei. A humbling defeat to the top team in the nation, and then lost at home to Archbishop Wood, which nobody saw coming. But it was a good wake-up call for them that day. Gave them a little sense of vulnerability that on any given day you can get picked off. But it's a good start for Bergen Catholic. But now, of course, Masai Maynor and the Marauders of St. Peter's Prep. And Masai Maynor has been playing as good as any quarterback in the Tri-State down the stretch.
152 completions, over 2,200 yards through the air, 21 touchdowns. He can run the ball as well, 320 yards on the ground.
What he shares with Johnny Langen is a willingness to compete against the best. He loves seeing great teams on the other side of the ball.
He fires outside, and it's nearly intercepted. Tried to get it outside to Mark Walker. And good coverage. Anthony Corbin had a shot at it there for the Crusaders.
Yeah, dangerous situation there for St. Peter's, as Maynor didn't see the defense, and they were lucky that ball was tipped initially and then banged around. And good break for St. Peter's to see that ball fall onto the carpet here at MetLife.
Both Corbin and Butler there defensively. Maynor takes one step back and then goes forward, nowhere to go. He did not get back to the line of scrimmage. And the St. Peter's offense, good-looking offensive line led by Grady Smith, 6'4", 265. Chirazi, 6'2", 285. Your backs and receivers, Shane Simon, of course, Ayer Asante, Chase Jones, and Don Maleo has had an outstanding season at the running back slot for the Marauders.
Yeah, no sign of Maleo on this first series. Shane Simon now in the slot on 3rd down and 11. This is just what Bergen wanted to do. Make St. Peter's have to throw the football if they can't run it. But they haven't even tried to run it yet.
Trip receivers on the left side. That pass over the middle. Caught. Penalty flag thrown. The pass was complete to Shane Simon, who made the catch over the middle. Would be enough for a first down, but there's a flag, and it looks like it's going to be against St. Peter's.
Yeah, it's going to be a holding, Lou, and it is going to come back. And this is a disaster now for the Marauders.
So this penalty.
Holding, offense, 10 yards, beat it down.
Wipes out the first down. Bergen Catholic defense has been stellar all season long. Up front, led by John High, 6', 270 at defensive tackle. And Morris, 6'4", 300. Good linebackers, Langen, Corman, McKenzie, and Givens. And that secondary, a ball-hawking secondary, Shane Butler in the middle.
Dan McKenzie back out there on defense. Great motor.
Here's Maynor looking to throw, has plenty of time, fires down the field, and it is incomplete. A lot physical contact down the field. Shane Butler with the coverage, and he can't believe it.
I think it's going to go against the receiver,
It
Lou.
could.
I don't know how you could flag Shane Butler there.
And I think Bergen Catholic is pointing in that direction. Let's see.
Well, they'll decline the penalty. Or will they?
And it is going to be against the Marauders.
Pass interference. Offense. Decline. 4th down.
And it is 4th down.
So a frustrating start for Coach Rich Hansen and the Marauders. He's had a bunch of penalties go against him. In 30 years at the helm, Coach Hansen, watch it again, bottom of your screen. The receiver just kind of lost his footing and just fell in. Probably should have been a no call, but nevertheless.
So the Marauders will have to punt it away. Patrick Haughty in, averaging over 34 yards per kick, but he'll stand in his own end zone. And back deep to receive it is Classy. He stands at the 50-yard line. Dylan Classy. It's a high, short kick that will bounce at the 30-yard line. Takes a terrific Bergen Catholic bounce at the 25-yard line. BC set up with incredible field position.
And they nearly blocked it. Second meeting between these two teams. You go back to October. Jordan Morant, the super sophomore with a huge hit. And don't look now, Javante Jean-Baptiste is off. It's a stupid score. 21-7 BC, but Masai made it a Mark Walker. All of a sudden it was 21-14 in the third. From there, all Johnny Langan. 3-yard touchdown run, 28-14. And then watch this, Lou. Take a ride on the Langan Express. Lake Drive, no give up there for Langan. He would take him into the end zone.
On 1st down, the Crusaders run the football. And it is Josh McKenzie on the carry. McKenzie, the junior, already offers from Boston College, Maryland, Rutgers, Temple. I'm sure he'll get plenty more. Chase Jones in on the tackle as a pair of number 5s meet. Chase Jones, 81 tackles in the middle of that Marauder defense. 2nd down and 8. Langan fires, and that one, I believe, skipped on the ground, so it's incomplete.
Yeah, looking for Classy. Bergen Catholic nearly blocked that punt, Lou, so it was a short punt. And it just goes to show you how the penalty, the holding penalty, really hurt St. Peter's. They had a punt out from their own end zone. And in a game of field position, advantage BC here. They take over with the ball at their 25-yard line, but now at 3rd down, this would be a long field goal from here for Kearney.
3rd down and 8. Langan, plenty of protection. Fires over the middle. It's incomplete. Intended for Classy. But it does bring up a 4th down. Let's see how the Crusaders play it here.
Now you see the ball's a little behind Classy. So now it's 4th down. Be a 41-yard field goal from here. So they'll elect to go for it. They got to get to the 16 for a 1st down.
There's Langan again, plenty of protection. Now it breaks down, he takes off, puts his head down, powers his way over defenders and picks up the 1st down. What a run by Langan.
This is what you knew you'd see at a 21. He is going to put it all on display. A picture of determination. Look, he's got some work to do here once he escapes. And then watch him finish the run. He wants to deliver the blow when he carries the football. And he made a statement in round number 1 to St. Peter's, and they know they got their hands full. This is a runaway train carrying the football in the form of a quarterback.
1st and 10, Bergen Catholic at the St. Peter's 13-yard line. Langan again takes a step back, and this time the Marauders play it well at the line of scrimmage. Shane Simon comes up to meet Langan.
Yeah, Shane Simon, this is not his first rodeo. And that's how you're going to have to stop Langan. You're going to have early contact on him, Lou, because once he gets going downhill, it's trouble. So right there's Shane, great fill, coming up from his linebacker spot.
Of course, Shane Simon, a U.S. Army All-American, headed to Notre Dame. 14 tackles behind the line of scrimmage. Hey, here's a hook and ladder. Bergen Catholic touchdown! Rahmir Johnson takes it in, razzle-dazzle by the Crusaders.
Well, you know it's always going to be part of a Nunzio Campanelli game plan, that he is going to go outside the box. Generally, you don't see that play from the 10-yard line, Lou. But why not?
Carney in to kick the extra point. Snap good. Kick on the way. It is good. 3:33 remaining first quarter. Bergen Catholic blasts off to a sensational start. They lead it 14-0.
It's a play that requires execution. A little comeback route by the receiver, then the flip to Johnson. And Johnson knows how to do the rest. Check it out again. It's a lot of fun. They sling it out. The little comebacker, classy, to Johnson. And look at Johnson accelerate the final 5 yards. Great pitch by Classy. Johnson keeps going north and south, and then good vision by Rahmir. Rahmir Johnson, just a junior. Explosive talent. And Rich Hansen now has been hit by a right cross to start this game. Down 14 points, 7.5 minutes into the game.
Brilliant execution by the Crusaders. Langen to Princeton bound. Dylan Classy as he flips it then to Rahmir Johnson.
And so 8.5 minutes into this game, and St. Peter's probably feels like they haven't even had the ball yet, really.
Short kick, and it's taken up across the 30-yard line. And that's where the Marauders will put it in play. St. Peter's needs to get their offense going here. Ayer Asante on that kickoff return.
Well, the one thing that they were frustrated by in the middle of the season was their inability to run the football. And since we've gotten to the postseason, they have run the football. And it's really opened up their play-action game and set this whole offense in motion. Well, we have not seen them run the football yet.
1st and 10 at the 33-yard line. Maynard hands it off. There's the run up across the 35. First rushing play of the game. Dom Maleo on the carry.
And Dom Maleo, who's become an important figure. Tough north and south runner, along with the breakout of Anthony Sumi. And Sumi, just a junior. But Maleo, they want to feature number 24. He'll pick up about 3 on that first down play.
2nd and 7. Jones and Simon wide to the left, and going that way is Maynard. He fires a bullet over the middle. And the catch made up near the 50-yard line. That's Chase Jones, his 36th reception of the season.
And Chase Jones has really become one of the premier players in New Jersey in his junior year. I mean, the offers have just started to pour in. Virginia, North Carolina, Rutgers, Wake Forest, Vanderbilt, Penn State. He could do so much. Great size. Look at the size of this guy, Chase Jones. Wonderful, wonderful player. 6'2", 205 pounds.
1st and 10, St. Peter's, right at the midfield stripe. And the ball might have squirted loose there momentarily, and Maynard falls on top of the ball.
And that's frustrating right there. Just a wasted play. In a game like this, they all count. So a little trouble on the exchange. Lucky bounce right back to Maynard.
Not sure if he actually was trying to hand it to Zamir Mickens or if it was just a fake handoff, but they're lucky to get the ball back. Rich Hansen in his 30th season as the head coach of St. Peter's Prep looks on. 2nd down and 10 for the Marauders. right at midfield. Here's Maynor. He's in trouble. Eludes the first tackler. Then the ball is deflected, bounces around, and I think it's caught. Oh, what a wild play. Caught by one of the offensive linemen, Will Waltman.
That was the pinball wizard play right there, Lou.
Watch this ball.
First, Maynor does a great job to escape the pressure here. And he gets away, and then watch this. Good contact downfield. Looked like right there coming up from his defensive spot.
Well, you're inside a minute now left in this first quarter. It's been a big first quarter for Bergen Catholic, the #1 team in the Tri-State. They lead 14-0.
And it was Cade McDermott, number 7, coming up with that hit.
Third
well
down
done.
play. Maynor in trouble, gets away, dives ahead, but nowhere to go. Again, the pressure by this Crusader defense, flushing Maynor out of the pocket.
So bring up 4th down, and they'll have to punt the football away, Lou. Too many yards, 4th and 9. Have to play some field position. So Maynor, after completing a couple passes, now frustrated, comes off, and they'll have to give the ball back to Bergen Catholic. And the Crusaders will have it to start off this second quarter as the first quarter ticks away. On a night at MetLife, where the Crusaders have made a big statement, Louie, in the first 12 minutes. The statement they made, this thing runs through us.
End of the first quarter.
And that's the end of the first quarter. The Crusaders of Bergen Catholic up by 2 touchdowns. They lead St. Peter's Prep 14-0. Second quarter upcoming shortly here on News 12 Varsity.
Back in the state final, what a difference one game makes for St. Peter's. In the semis against Paramus Catholic, even Justin Adamalola, the Notre Dame-bound defender, caught a touchdown pass, and then Ayer Asante. Paramus Catholic looked like they could get back in the game. Gone. 93 yards on the touchdown return. It was 21-7 St. Peter's, and then the big boys took over. The Nigerian Nightmare Brothers. Jason Adamalola with the sack. How about Justin? Here we go. The Marauders were off to the state final, knocking off the defending champs, the Paladins of Paramus Catholic.
And St. Peter's with that win, playing excellent football. They've won 8 of 9 coming into this championship game. But they'll punt it away here to begin the second quarter, down 14-0. Dylan Classy back deep for the Crusaders to field this punt. And he calls for a fair catch and makes it at the 22-yard line.
Yeah, good job by Classy coming up to catch the football. Don't let it bounce, of course. Smart football player, smart student, Louis, heading off to Princeton. And he has really been an outstanding receiver in his senior year, become one of the top touchdown guys on the scene. Many, many days catching the football behind the defense. Torched DePaul for 3 touchdowns.
You see Bergen Catholic dominant in the first quarter. First 2 drives, 17 plays. One rushing touchdown. Of course, the razzle-dazzle passing touchdown as well. It's 1st and 10, Bergen Catholic. And a handoff up the middle. And St. Peter's plays the run well this time as Josh McKenzie is hit at the line of scrimmage. He might have driven ahead for a yard or two.
But you love the fact that Coach Campanelli, Lou, on their first drive of the game from the 39-yard line on 4th down and 1, he says, you know what, let's go for it. Let's see if they can stop Johnny Langan. He gets that first down. It just set the whole thing in motion.
Langan keeps it himself, following his blockers, and drives ahead across the 30 up to the 34-yard line.
I mean, from the day he burst upon the scene, Johnny Langan, as a sophomore quarterback, you knew he loved to run the football, and he's become so good at it. I mean, the question with Johnny Langan is, where does he fit in to Coach Adazio's plan at Boston College? He goes there as a quarterback. Is he an H-back? Is he a linebacker? A lot of options with number 21.
Now he pitches it forward. Another interesting play. DeCosmo on that pitch drives forward.
Yeah, Nias DeCosmo, number 88, had an outstanding year, junior. Of course, son of a legend, his father, Anthony DeCosmo, one of the best ever in Bergen County, from Paramus Catholic to Boston College.
Langan gets it outside to Classy, and Dylan Classy picks up good yardage into St. Peter's territory.
And this is what he does. Of course, he broke J.J. Colzar's records at Bergen Catholic. He just comes down with the ball. And he's always been a great athlete. But this year, this past summer, Lou, he took on the swagger, the confidence that he wanted the ball to come his way.
Dylan Classy, he looks like that perfect Ivy League type receiver. He's going to do some good things for Princeton, no question. 52 receptions this year. And Langan fakes the handoff to Johnson, keeps it himself, takes it down the sideline. Right now, Bergen Catholic's making it look easy against a very good St. Peter's defense.
Well, they have options, you know. I mean, they have good receivers. They got good running backs in Johnson and McKenzie. And so Johnny Langan, with those ball fakes, he's going to freeze the defense with that read option when he keeps it now. Again, once he gets going downhill here, whoo, you are playing his game now.
Langan again keeps it. This time he's dragged down from behind the line of scrimmage. And a nice play by Justin Adamalola.
Yeah, what a special ride for Adamalola, going with his brother to South Bend, folks. Notre Dame, the twin Adamalola brothers, burst upon the scene as sophomores, and Justin's had an unbelievable career. Look at the numbers across the board. And he has terrorized one offense after another. From a football standpoint, an amazing, amazing run.
Trip receivers on the left side. Langan looking that way. Now he pump fakes and pulls it down, runs out of bounds at the 28-yard line. Bergen Catholic leading 14-0 with 9:52 remaining here in this second quarter. Coach Campanelli looks on.
You always know the creative flair is there. He's the son of one of the more creative guys, the original Coach Campy, Mike Campanelli, longtime legendary coach at Paramus Catholic, coached all his boys at Paramus Catholic. Nunzio, the quarterback, Anthony, the tight end, Fido, the great quarterback. His father always had something in the bag of tricks, Lou.
Here's a third down, and we'll call it 7 for the Crusaders. Langan fires on a slant, and this is a big play for the Crusaders as they get a first down. Mike Feaster on the catch, and he picks up big yards after the catch.
And, of course, Nicky Campanelli, too. I don't want to get in trouble with Nick. He does an unbelievable job. The OC for DePaul. They go for the title tomorrow. Look at the quick out to Feaster. Hey, they're doing whatever they want right now, Lou. I was going to say if we got the 4th down as the biggest play of the game, they never got there.
Langan fires end zone, incomplete. Intended for Classy. Good coverage by Cameron Blair on that play. This Bergen Catholic offense, we mentioned they are high-powered, 33 points per game. They put up 612 yards against St. Augustine.
And that was a crazy game. That game was tied at 21. And then they just really just opened it up, and St. Peter's fortunate there.
Twin receivers split out to the left side. 2nd down and 10 for the Crusaders at the 11-yard line. McKenzie gets the carry. Josh McKenzie turns the corner, and he takes it inside the 5-yard line.
Well, Lou, you're the offensive coordinator now for Bergen Catholic. It's 3rd and goal. The ball sits at the 3-yard line. I'm going to suggest you let Johnny Langen carry the football maybe twice here to see if he can get into the end zone. If you're one of these St. Peter's linebackers, you're almost jumping the route on the run here and shadowing number 21. You almost want to dare them not to have him carry the ball.
Langen pulls it back. Now in trouble. Fires and just throws it out of the end zone into the stands. Good play by Langen as he had no receiver open, just threw it away.
That's why I'm not an offensive coordinator, Lou. And that was a smart play because you don't want to take the sack there. You got an outstanding field goal kicker in Carney. Now remember, the goalposts here at MetLife are 5 feet more narrow than high school, but they improvised the goalposts at Bergen Catholic this week and put an extra post in there so Carney would have the right width to kick at. We leave no stone unturned at Bergen Catholic.
Carney 5 of 8 on the year in field goal attempts. This is a 20-yarder, essentially like an extra point, and he drills it through.
Such an important facet of the game to have a guy like Mike Carney as a field goal kicker. So steady, so reliable, and you play the game the right way. Hey, when you're in the NFL or major college and the drive stalls, you kick a field goal. And now you make it a 3-possession game here with 9:18 to go in the 2nd quarter.
17-0 Bergen Catholic. Crusaders in command at the moment, but a long way to go in this game. And remember, St. Peter's an explosive offensive team, so they can get back into the game very quickly.
St. Peter's is searching for a little confidence boost. They're searching for their swagger, for their mojo that they played for. Now, Ayer Asante is one guy that can provide that. We saw the kickoff return, 90 yards against Paramus Catholic in the semis. This guy's a big play waiting to happen.
St. Peter's lost only twice all year. Of course, to Bergen Catholic, 41-14. The other loss was early in the season to St. Joe's of Philadelphia, 28-21. Here's Asante from the 10, across the 20, still on his feet, weaves his way, and the ball comes loose as he ducked through and under some players, and it looks like Bergen Catholic has recovered. Isaiah Gibbons on the loose ball, and a disastrous play for St. Peter's. And Bergen Catholic is set up again deep in Marauder territory.
Well, you feel for Asante because he's just trying to get extra yards. He's fighting, he's grinding, and he gets one of those backside hits, and the ball comes loose. Watch it once again. There's a few stop and starts in here. He's just looking for that lane. He takes the hit, boom, cuts back, and then right here, there it comes, the backside hit. And on that strip hit there was Cade McDermott. McDermott starting in the secondary, also playing specials. The fumble hit right there by Cade.
Langen looking to put the hammer down as a receiver wide open, but it goes incomplete. Catch not made inside the 15-yard line. So it'll bring up a 2nd and 10.
Ramir Johnson, you're going to want to throw it to him again because he needs to get another one, because he knows sometimes when you're that wide open, the last thing you're thinking of is catching the football. No problem. Good player. He'll be back out there.
Get some encouragement on the sideline. Bergen Catholic really a chance to, as we said, put the hammer down here. Here's the give to McKenzie. And he drives forward. Josh McKenzie running tough up the middle. Junior 5'11", 195 pounds, but he is a tough runner in between the tackles. There's a St. Peter's player down at the 34-yard line.
McKenzie does a great job of following his blockers out there in front. Zahir Faith, and he does the rest. This offensive line, Kevin Kennerson and company, under the tutelage of the legend Fred Stengel and Zach Sparber. Fred Stengel, of course, who coached Bergen Catholic to 9 state championships. And what a moment this year as Nunzio Campanelli invited him back on the staff. He never left Bergen Catholic after Nunzio took over for him in 2010. He was down at Ocean High School the last 3 years running the offense. But now Coach Stengel is back, and him and Sparber have done a great job with this offensive line. Brian Felter and J.R. Woods and Sean Toomey, Zakir Faith, Kevin Kennerson. And they have been really the big story, Lou, when you look at this season, when you look at their victory over St. Joe's, when Bergen Catholic was down 9-0 at home and scored on 6 straight possessions to beat the Green Knights. When you look at the 300 rushing yards against St. Peter's in round number 1, this O-line has set the tone for this state final run.
Twin receivers to the right side, but Langen is going to run to the left. He gets outside, takes it up the sideline, puts his head down, and barrels inside the 20-yard line.
They play for each other, too. It's part of what you get from the non-publics in Bergen Catholic. Play for the guy next to you. Watch Josh McKenzie coming out of the backfield. He's like a heat-seeking missile. Who can I hit? Who can I hit? So my boy can pick up some more yards at the back end. Linemen getting out in space, doing some work. And now Bergen Catholic into the red zone again.
Here's the give. McKenzie cuts it back in and dives down near the 6-yard line.
Now, I really like McKenzie too, Lou. And he came into the program with a plate full of hype. You know, when you have feature articles on you as an 8th grader, you know, for everything you're doing to, you know, from a fitness standpoint, one of the top wrestlers in the country, offers from Rutgers before you even got to high school. But he's handled it well, Lou, and here's a junior. He's well adjusted.
McKenzie trying to get to the corner, and he's tracked down from behind. Good pursuit that time by the Marauders as they slid across the line of scrimmage.
It'll be a small victory, but a significant one if St. Peter's can hold Bergen Catholic to 3 here. They're down 3 scores. It'll stay 3 scores. But a touchdown here is going to put the weight of the world on the Marauders and Coach Hansen.
Again, twin receivers go to the right side. Again, Langen's going to go to the left, and he will dive in. Touchdown, Bergen Catholic.
Sometimes he does it with his heart. Sometimes he does it with his head. This time it's with his head, Lou. Because at the back end of the run, instead of going out of bounds at the 1-yard line, he does what all great players do when you watch NFL or college football. He extends the ball and shows the referee, sure, I broke the plane right here. And that's all you need to do.
Carney's extra point kick is good. 7:31 remaining here in the first half. Dominant performance by the #1 ranked team in the Tri-State so far. Crusaders up 24-0.
Again, McKenzie the lead block. The big dogs out front. Watch the back end. Just sticks the ball out there. J.R. Woods. Watch big 67 getting out there in front. Big J.R. Big physical scrapper. And the Big Cats out there. He's had a great year, 67, in the scarlet and gold. 5 plays, 33 yards. After the fumble, they had a short field. Took a minute 38. Langen, 6-yard rushing touchdown, his second of the day. And it is 24-0, Lou.
And St. Peter's reeling here, trying to get something positive going. Asante back deep to receive the kick. He will take it at the 5-yard line. Here's Ayer Asante, and he's absolutely hammered at the 13-yard line.
They got it all going now, Lou. It is all going for the Crusaders. Nicky Bellini. Watch the junior. Nicky is on the prowl. Big Nick, hello. Along with Javon Cruz. He was cruising for a bruising right there, Javon.
And the big crowd here at MetLife Stadium, they saw our replay on the big screen here at MetLife, and when they saw the replay, they all let out a collective, oh, that was quite a hit.
They're excited to play now, and you can see Bellini and Cruz getting down as the Gunners. All impact plays for Bergen Catholic in the first half, Lou, one after the other.
Maynard flips it outside, and a positive play here for the Marauders as they get it out to Chase Jones.
But this makes them what they don't want to be now. Now they're predictable. They wanted to establish the run to set up their play-action game and work these passes into the mix. Now you're down 24 points, Lou. Still, though, you still have over 30 minutes of football in this game. Over 30 minutes, Lou.
St. Peter's Prep has won 5 of the last 9 games against Bergen Catholic, but they have a big mountain to climb here at MetLife here in this non-public Group 4 championship game. Maynard flips outside. That's incomplete. Intended for Shane Simon. Shane Butler was closing in. So 3rd and 1. And it would be an understatement to say that the Marauders need to pick up this first down. The last thing they can afford is to go 3 and out here.
Somehow now, if you're Coach Hansen and the Marauders, you just got to get over the shock and just keep playing football.
Hand off up the middle, and it's going to be close. Dom Maleo carries the ball, and he put his head down, needed to get a yard, and they may measure here to see. Let's see. And I think they are going to bring in the chain gang. As they stretch it out, it looks to be, well, the official's leg right in the way. It looks like they may have gotten it just by the nose of the football. Wow. So they do pick up the first down, the Marauders do, by inches at the 25-yard line. Less than 7 minutes now left here in the first half. Bergen Catholic up 24-0 in a game that will decide the #1 team here in 2017. There's Maynard. He's in all sorts of trouble. Lets it loose on the run, and I think the catch is made. It is.
It was Asante.
Ayer Asante with a sliding grab.
Yeah. Well, you watch Masai Maynard. First he went to throw that ball, but DeCosmo was up in the passing lane. Watch it. He looks left. DeCosmo's there, so he comes back, and that is so close to call right there.
Bergen Catholic coaches trying to help the officials out. Here is Maynard looking to throw. He's going long for Chase Jones, and he makes the catch. Inside the 25-yard line. Big reception by Chase Jones.
Finally, the Marauder Nation has reason to cheer. It's what you love about Chase Jones. He's got that big frame, 6'2", and Maynard gives him a chance to catch the football. 40 yards on this completion. It's a well-thrown ball by Masai Maynard. And Chase Jones, such a dynamic athlete, backpedaling, hauls it in.
So the Marauders now banging on the door. It's 1st and 10 at the 21. And Maynard kept it himself. He faked the handoff to Maleo, but Bergen Catholic was not fooled as DeCosmo came in to make the play. DeCosmo, 51 tackles this year, 13 of them behind the line of scrimmage. And the junior, Jimmy, already has offers from the likes of Duke, Northwestern, Rutgers, Virginia.
Yeah, he's just a physical specimen. You can play him at so many positions: defensive tackle, tight end, fullback, tailback, defensive end. He's a team guy. He's got a great motor. I mentioned his dad, Anthony, who was a teammate of Nunzio Campanelli's at Paramus Catholic, and also Pop Warner growing up in New Jersey.
2nd down and 13. St. Peter's Prep from the 24. Maynard flips it outside, intended for Chase Jones, but he could not make the catch on that one. So it'll bring up a 3rd down for the Marauders.
Well, it goes without saying, Lou, they're in 4-down territory here. And Coach Hansen now. They need to come away with some points now. Shane Simon will split out wide to the right with Jones right next to him. Shane Simon working one-on-one. Let's see if they give number 3 a shot.
Maynard comes back the other way. Asante makes the catch, breaks the tackle, still on his feet, drives forward, but he'll be well short of 1st down yardage. He takes it inside the 20-yard line. So 4th down upcoming here for St. Peter's Prep.
Isaiah Gibbons stayed home on that one and got the first contact, so that play did not have a chance to develop. Gibbons, such a talented kid, healthy this year. They moved him to linebacker. Number 6, physical, tough, good football player.
4th down and about 8 for the Marauders at the 18-yard line. Trip receivers go to the right side. Masai Maynard, a long play. Now he's straight back to throw. He's looking for the end zone. Fires, and it is knocked away. Good defensive play by Shane Butler as he got back there to knock it down.
Yeah, Shane's disappointed. He didn't get a pick, but you know what? He made the right play. He'll save his team a yard. The ball's at the 21, but just playing the quarterback all the way. He's got his sights on that ball the entire time.
So Bergen Catholic takes over on downs.
Shane Butler, Louie, who came out for football as a sophomore. I mean, now as a junior, he's on the field playing in the state championship. He's been a big key for them this year. Shane Butler.
Give is to Johnson. He's hit behind the line of scrimmage and dropped. Nice play by Chris Stoltz, who gets in there for the Marauders.
Yeah, big Stoltzy on the inside. The Twins get a lot of the hype along with RJO, but Stoltzy has been rock solid. Just a junior, too. 6 foot, 315 pounds. Space taker, body mover.
2nd down, Langen fires, and that's knocked away. And Cameron Blair makes a nice defensive play intended for Dylan Classy.
Yeah, Cam Blair. Right there, blanket coverage, a little contact, they let it go. And the senior Blair with the wraparound, and he'll get away with it.
3rd down and 12. Crusaders at their own 16-yard line. Langen straight back to throw, setting up a screen. Here's Johnson, makes the catch, and he's tracked down from behind. Good defensive play. Once again, Justin Adamalola.
It's amazing to watch number 7 and his closing speed. With Brandon Wimbush, the former Marauder, now the quarterback for Notre Dame, he's going to love to see the Adamalola boys come, because watch 7 here. This is just a major college play right here. From the backside, you track it down and running back. Great stuff.
Lonnie Vergona into punted away. It's a high kick, bounces at the 45, takes a good BC roll up to about the 48. And St. Peter's Prep will have good field position on the Bergen Catholic side.
21 minutes before Bergen Catholic punted the football, Lou. That's not what St. Peter's wanted to see. So the Marauders now. 3 minutes left. The difference between their locker room at the half at 24-0 or 24-7 would be a big difference. They need a little something to rally around here. St. Peter's Prep.
Cy Maynor on a first down play, straight back to throw. He goes over the middle. Shane Simon the catch, and he twists away from several defenders and takes it inside the 30.
And if you're Prep right now, Lou, you're thinking, you know what? We get the ball first to start the third quarter. Let's get one in here to make it 24-7. We score right out of the gate, and now it's a 24-14 game. And Shane Simon, wonderful year catching the football. He does so many different things. Such a diverse athlete. You could use him in so many spots on the field.
1st and 10 Marauders at the Bergen Catholic 28-yard line. Maynor flips it ahead, and Bergen Catholic had that one diagnosed pretty well. Shane Simon dropped for a short gain. Amanda, Shane Simon playing well as usual on both sides of the ball here tonight for the Marauders.
And Coach Hansen actually calls him Clark Kent, but it's not because he's Superman, but because it's almost like he has 2 different personalities. In the locker room and in meetings, he's very quiet, very unassuming. But once he gets on the field, he's always talking, whether it's football or just playing around with his teammates. But Coach Hansen says it's a nice balance that he brings to the team.
Yeah, well, it's amazing. You know, he's a 4.2 student in the classroom his entire career. You know, before he had the office for Notre Dame, all the Ivies were lining up for him.
Maynor trying to get away. He's not going to get away. What pursuit by Bergen Catholic. Wow.
To Cosmo and McKenzie. 2 Chulton juniors on the prowl. And you can see Maynor. He's usually got the speed to run away from people, but to Cosmo holding it down, and then McKenzie from the backside.
The loss takes it all the way back to the 34-yard line. So it'll be 3rd down and long for the Crusaders. Well, this non-public Group 4 bracket, very tough. As you see Coach Toll there.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that in a moment when we come back. Here's the non-public Group 4 playoffs. Bergen Catholic, the #1 seed. No problem with the Hermits of St. Augustine and, of course, Del Barton as well. On the other side, Paramus Catholic winning their first round game. St. Peter's defeating Bosco 41-18, and then the Marauders taking care of the Paladins 42-19 on Cave Point.
St. Augustine's had that game at 21-all, Lou. From there, it was all Bergen Catholic, and there is the legendary coach, Greg Toll. Of course, the unceremonious exit from Don Bosco last winter. And Nunzio Campanelli all too happy to bring his former mentor, the guy he was the offensive coordinator for at 9 years at Don Bosco, and Coach Toll now running the defense for Bergen Catholic, and they've enjoyed having him there. How could you? The legend Gary Adler standing right behind him, the former Georgia Bulldog, and you see Brian Murphy to his left, the former Don Bosco defensive tackle, went out to Pitt. I mean, Big Dom Santoli right there. I mean, this is like it's like a pit bull sideline right there. I mean, that's where the big dogs hang out, apparently, Lou.
Here's Mater looking to throw, and he's hit and dropped. The ball might have come loose. It did, and it looks like Bergen Catholic has recovered. And they have at the 40-yard line.
Javonte Jean-Baptiste, 55, will pick it up, and he'll get the recovery. That's Johnny High, but watch number 8 coming from the blind side. Hold on, folks. And there is Javonte. The huge motor number 8 has. Watch it once again. 6'6", 200+ pounds. Self-made kid. Javonte Jean-Baptiste. I mean, his offers have started to pour in. Virginia Tech, Boston College, Pitt, Tennessee.
Langen on a first down play. Fires. Oh, what a catch by Classy. He went up the ladder to make the grab.
Princeton can use a guy like Dylan Classy. I mean, come on. Look at this cat right here. Working the sidelines, the full extension, and then the toughness to hang on to the football.
1st and 10, Crusaders at the St. Peter's 44. Langen going for Classy, incomplete. He was double covered.
He likes the contact. Classy and Langen have had a great year connecting. You know, Classy had a moment during the season, Lou, where he got an infection and he had to go into the hospital. He was in the hospital Thursday and Friday. They were playing Pope John on a Saturday. So they was like, hey, Classy's out. He's in the hospital. Well, on Saturday morning, he called Nunzio and said, I just got out of the hospital. I'm coming over to the game. I'm good to go. And that's, you know, the sort of drive they've had this year on Mission 17.
Trip receivers go to the left side now. Penalty flag is thrown. And this will go against the Crusaders.
Full start. Offense. 5 yards. Repeat second down.
Rare Bergen Catholic penalty here tonight. So they push them back 5. 2nd and 15. We're inside a minute left here in the first half. 55 seconds remaining. And Langen straight back to throw. Now on the run. He fires. Looking for Classy again. And it's incomplete.
BC staying aggressive here, Lou, trying to deliver really the knockout blow if they haven't already. Up 24-0. Who saw this coming, Lou? I don't think anybody did.
I think most experts, if you will, figured this would be a close game this time around between St. Peter's and Bergen Catholic. And it still could be. We still have a lot of football to play. Right now, the Crusaders have dominated. Langen lets it go as he's hit. And it is intercepted. Penalty flags on the play. Shane Simon picked it off. Let's see what the flag is. Looks like it could be against the Marauders.
There was a lot of contact when the ball was in the air.
And it is pass interference against St. Peter's Prep. You might have heard some of the St. Peter's coaches yelling out that the ball was tipped, no pass interference.
Well, I mean, if the flag was thrown after the tip, of course there'd be no pass interference, but I think they're calling it when the ball was in the air, unless the ball was tipped at the line of scrimmage, which it was not.
Which it was not, right. St. Peter's fans don't like the call.
Pass interference on the defense at 15 yards. Official timeout for a measurement.
And now
close enough now.
Yeah.
They'll take a look.
Rich Hansen with a dismayed look on his face in this first half. I don't think there's any way he could have imagined his team would be trailing 24-0 at this point.
Well, Bergen Catholic came out, Lou, and got after it and scored on their first 4 possessions of the game. They forced a turnover. They had the energy. They had Johnny Langen. And it got away from St. Peter's in a hurry.
And to add injury to insult on that play, it is a first down for Bergen Catholic.
Yeah, so BC's got all their timeouts. They got 41 seconds here. So they'll still work the middle of the field. And you know Nunzio, he's thinking 31 at the half would feel even better. And you should be greedy. This is the state final.
1st and 10, Crusaders. Handoff, McKenzie. And he picks up maybe a yard or 2 as St. Peter's plays it well at the line of scrimmage. R.J. Oben in on the tackle.
Oben with a breakout junior year. So much promise in this young man. And he was terrific in the semifinals against Paramus Catholic. He really announced his arrival on a grander stage in that semifinal. Of course, his father, longtime NFL guy, one of the good guys out there, Roman Oben. You hear him on New York Giants broadcast now, pre and post game. And his son has a huge, huge future in front of him, Lou. I mean, just so much talent this young man has. 6'3", 225 pounds.
Well, 2nd down and 9 upcoming here for Bergen Catholic. 31 seconds left.
Expect the unexpected if you're St. Peter's here, Lou. I think that little handoff to McKenzie was like a setup.
Trip receivers go to the right side for BC. Langen.
Big DeVera in the middle of those trips.
In the gun. He looks over the St. Peter's defense. He's got one setback back there with him. That's McKenzie. Langen's going to keep it himself. And he tiptoes down the sidelines and steps out of bounds at about the 25.
Fortunate for the St. Peter's defense he stepped out of bounds because he had that head of steam going. And he'll pick up good yardage on the play, so bring up 3rd down and short. Stepping out of bounds will stop the clock.
So 3rd and 1. And Langen keeps it himself and powers ahead. He's got the first down inside the 25, down to about the 23. Clock stops momentarily while they reset the chains. And Bergen Catholic quickly up to the line of scrimmage as that clock will begin to roll once the chains are set. And there it goes. Langen looking to throw. He fires towards the end zone. It's caught at the 5-yard line. Garrett Cody on the reception.
Yeah, Garrett Cody, talented, tall, athletic kid. Got a lot of growth in his game to come. He had some big catches the first time they played St. Peter's Prep. So they like what 17 brings.
Bergen Catholic trying to end this half with an exclamation point. Langen fires, end zone, touchdown, Bergen Catholic. And it is the big tight end, Tyler DeVera, on the catch.
It's their night, Lou. It is their night. Johnny Langen will put up 31 points with an extra point here in 24 minutes of football. He's run for 2. He's thrown for 2.
Snap's good. Kick on the way. It's good. 3 seconds left in the first half. Bergen Catholic 31. St. Peter's Prep, nothing.
Well, Tyler DeVera just going to find some room in the back of the end zone. And Langan gets it to him. Gets both feet down, no problem. Of course, his brother Brendan with the great theatrics here a year ago as Wayne Hills beat Wayne Valley. It took all 48 minutes for Brendan to win that. But Tyler and the Crusaders, 24 minutes in. How about Brendan, too? True freshman at Rutgers, already getting on the field for Coach Ash. He'll be proud of his little brother, Tyler. Although I don't know if his little brother's his little brother right now. Tyler is getting bigger by the day.
He's coming in at 6'4", 225 at last count.
What a couple of quarters. 5 touchdowns. Or 5 scores. 4 touchdowns and a field goal.
Crusaders.
And their defense pitching a shutout.
Keep it on the ground. St. Peter's covers the ball with 1 second left on the clock. It has been a nightmare first half here for the Marauders. Bergen Catholic in complete command. It looks like the Marauders will take a knee here and just try to get back into the locker room and regroup. And they will. What a first half of football here at MetLife Stadium. Bergen Catholic in complete control. They're up 31-0 at the half. And the Crusaders just a half away from claiming the state title. It's been all that man, Johnny Langan, and his teammates with some razzle-dazzle and just overpowering football. Score at halftime here at MetLife. Bergen Catholic 31, St. Peter's Prep nothing. Halftime activity coming up in just a few moments. Back at MetLife Stadium, where Bergen Catholic has just played one of the most dominant halves of football this season. The Crusaders lead second-ranked St. Peter's Prep 31-0 at the half. Well, of course, a lot of great plays in this game and, of course, throughout the tri-state area. Let's take a look at the plays of the week.
Oh yeah, this, my friends, is the latest, greatest version of the News 12 Varsity Plays of the Week. It's the football time of the year. It's an all-football version. On this Plays of the Week, football from Thanksgiving weekend and state championship weekend in New York State. You know the rules on this show. We'll roll out the plays, tell you what we thought the pecking order was, and then we will ask you to decide, to vote, and tell us what you think the order shall be. We start this show with play number 7. It is football, Carrier Dome. And if you're Pleasantville and you're playing in the Carrier Dome after Thanksgiving, you know one thing. It's for the state championship. Peeville, in their great football history, has plenty of section titles. One thing they don't have is a New York State championship. Peeville was taken on Shenango Forks. They have 5 state titles in their history. Could Peeville win it? Yes, they could. Play number 7. Here we go. Charlie McPhee. What a ride for the Super Chuck. Watch Charlie McPhee. You think you're taking him down? Think again. Charlie McPhee, 26 yards into the end zone. Pleasantville is a state champion in New York State. Play number 6. It's Thanksgiving football. Roselle and Roselle Park. 100th meeting. Patrick Gergich to Enzo Brutus. Oh, Enzo! Look at that one right there. The one-hander. Roselle Park wins it 7-6. To play number 5. To the beach. Manasquan and Wall. Look, Butkus, look at this. Knocks the ball out of the receiver's hands. And Jack Fabian. Look at Jack. Action Jack gets the pick right there. Manasquan wins the game. To play number 4, New York City semifinals. Lincoln and Curtis. Curtis is the defending city champ. Why? Because they got these guys. Quincy Barnes and the AA Express. Ahmad Anderson. Nobody goes up in traffic in New York City like Ahmad Anderson and comes out with the football. The AA Express gets played number 4 on the Plays of the Week. To play number 3, we go to the Long Island Championships. North Babylon, highly decorated team when it comes to the Long Island Championships. But on this day, for them to win an LIC, they'd have to beat the standard, Garden City. Garden City with 6 Long Island Championships on their resume. Going for number 7. The Trojans had won 23 straight games. Win number 24 would give them, yes, another Long Island Championship. Trevor Yaboa Cody, here he comes. Touchdown Dan tells the story.
Heard a lot about it. Tallarico does throw, looking for Blue, and intercepted by Yaboa Cody. Back at the 10. Trevor Yaboa Cody. Up the middle. Now he's got some room. To midfield. He's going to go straight to the house. Back from the 10-yard line. A 90-yard pick 6.
Yaboa Cody is a glider, man. 92 yards. Garden City, 24th straight win. They are a Long Island champion once again. Okay, so that was the Long Island Championship taking place in Nassau County on Friday night. We go to Sunday night now at Stony Brook University. This is Class 1. This is the big boys, the heavy hitters. Lindenhurst out of Suffolk County. They had never won a Long Island championship. Taking on Oceanside, the Sailors, out of Nassau County. Oh, by the way, they had never won a Long Island championship. Something would have to give. On the Garden City North Babylon, we had Dan Savarino, Touchdown Dan on the call. On this call, the News 12 varsity commentator, most commonly referred to as the George Clooney of News 12 Varsity.
Anzalone now again, a little play action. Time to survey the field. Anzalone going to be sacked, runs out of it. Now he steps up and throws the ball into traffic. Oh, spectacular! The Buckeye, Jeremy Ruckert, goes up and holds it in.
A lot of fun, Lindenhurst, congratulations to the Bulldog Nation. They win their first ever Long Island Championship. So that brings us to play number 1. And anybody who has watched Trill Williams for the Crusaders of Stepinac in the last couple weeks knows Williams is a man on a mission. In his last 2 games, the AAA Catholic Championship against St. Anthony's, and now the overall New York State Catholic Championship game against Canisius from Buffalo, 7 touchdowns for Trill Williams. One crazier, greater than the other. But there was one that caught the attention of not only Eddie G, who puts the pecking order together for News 12 Varsity, but apparently SportsCenter. It was the #1 play of the week on Saturday night. So if it's good enough to be #1 on SportsCenter, I guess it's good enough to be #1 right here. On the call, Kevin Devaney. Watch this.
4 receivers wide. And he's looking down the field. Middle of the field, throws it up for Trill Williams. He trips. He still catches it! Touchdown, Stepanek!
Oh, you gotta love Trill. Look at the concentration, the extension. Trill Williams and Stepanek, your New York State Catholic champs. That was amazing, and America would see it on Saturday night. That's why they call him Trill the Thrill. Okay, so what do you think the top play should be? Was it #1, 1 in a trillion? Was it #2, Nick to Ruck, and it stuck? Oh, I like that. Was it #3, TYK goes all the way? TYK goes all the way. TYK goes all the way. All right, I got to stop that. #4, double beats double coverage. Double A beats double coverage. Double A Express. Ahmad Anderson. I like it. #5, Jack the Ripper. #6, Enzo. I'm Enzo the Baker. Enzo in the end zone. Or #7, for the P-ville Nation, I expect to be heard. Charlie McPhee with the TD. And Pleasantville is a state champion. So there we go. The champions have been crowned in New York State. The only question, what do you think was the #1 play? Hey, you know the rules. You want to get on this show? It's pretty simple. Just make the plays.
Back at MetLife Stadium here at East Rutherford, Bergen Catholic leading St. Peter's Prep 31-0 at the half. And Jimmy, Bergen Catholic scored on their opening drive, and the Crusaders, they never looked back.
They scored on 5 of 6 possessions. And early on, Johnny Langan, we knew he put his will on display. He came out moving the chains, the big 4th down on their first drive. Then he swings it out to Tavera, and the drive was alive. How does it end? A little fake, and Johnny Football lowers his shoulder, and the Crusaders were on the board. But again, it was his will, his determination, and his size. I mean, he's 6'4", 235 pounds. Then watch this play. Langan, of course, to Classy, to Ramir Johnson, the hook and ladder. They had it all going. St. Peter's, they would try to get back into it. Asante, but watch Cade McDermott from the backside, the strip hit. Crusaders ball once again. Well, of course, Johnny Langan. The speed to get there, the smarts to put the ball out there, and here we go. And then again, here comes Nick, the Bullet Bellini, on the hit with Javon Cruz. It's another big play for Bergen Catholic. Hey, St. Peter's would try to get back into this game with the big play, Chase Jones, but then, Dr. Javante Jean-Baptiste. Hello, Mr. High on the recovery from there. One more time, Langan to Classy, and in the closing seconds, Tyler DeMera scores another touchdown for Bergen Catholic. It is 31-0. If this was Ripley's, I would say, believe it or not.
You take a look at the first half stats. Bergen Catholic, 132 yards on the ground, 114 through the air. And turnover, St. Peter's Prep, 2 costly turnovers in that first half. All Bergen Catholic up 31-0. I'm still thinking about that hit by Bellini.
Yeah. 5 rushing yards. They never had a chance to establish the run. They didn't try to run it on their first set of downs. Then they were playing catch up. But 5 rushing yards for St. Peter's Prep is a recipe for disaster for their offense. An offense that wants to run play action. They want to be opportunistic. Lou, it's an amazing thing. Bergen Catholic hasn't won it since 2004. It's arguably the most dominant first half they've played since 2004.
No question. Our score at halftime, Bergen Catholic up by 31. They lead at 31-0. Second half upcoming here on News 12 Varsity. Bergen Catholic up big 31-0 as we get ready to start the second half. And the Crusaders just cruising now towards a state title. St. Peter's Prep, obviously a huge mountain to climb here in the second half.
Yeah, Mission 17 was accomplished in 2 quarters of football. Bergen Catholic with 16 state titles in their history. They developed the mantra Mission 17 a while ago. Nunzio Campanelli in his 8th year. It's been an ongoing theme. Mission 17 has not come to fruition. But on this first December night, 2017, in Coach Campanelli's 8th year, Lou, he will deliver unless there is some sort of cataclysmic event here. And for Coach Hansen, listen, the slate is wiped clean. See how much fight you can bring to this second half. You get the ball first. They're averaging 31 points a game this season.
You see they've only scored 14 points in 6 quarters versus Bergen Catholic. Crusaders defense has done an outstanding job against a very talented and potent offense. All right, let's check in with Amanda down on the sidelines.
Lou, I heard you and Jimmy talking about how St. Peter's Prep needs to come out and fight. Well, that was the exact same message that Coach Hansen had for his team. He said we have to put up our hands and fight. We have 2 options: lay down, fight, and they certainly are not going to lay down. Now for Bergen Catholic, Coach Nunzio Campanelli loved the physicality of his Crusaders. He said on both sides of the ball we were really getting after it. Of course, that's something they want to carry over into the second half.
There's a look at assistant coach Greg Toll.
Yeah, you know, the
Bergen
first
Catholic.
practice I went to for Bergen Catholic this year, Coach Toll did the old Saigon drill where it's basically one ball carrier versus like 4 other guys. And it's just, you know, it promotes a lot of contact and enthusiasm. And it's just some, you know, one of those drills he brought over. But they love those high octane, high contact, enthusiasm drills. Nunzio Campanelli, drills like that become a staple in his camp and his practices because it's drills like that that carry over to the game. And they were throwing their bodies around in those first 2 quarters of football. They were faster, they were more physical, and they put 31 on the board.
So second half ready to begin. Bergen Catholic getting ready to kick it off. St. Peter's will get the ball first to begin half number 2. Here's Asante at the 5-yard line. He's to the 10, looking for some kind of a seam, and he takes it out of bounds across the 20-yard line. So the Marauders will put it in play there, down 31-0. You know, we talked about Greg Toll. Don't forget Fred Stengel, also an assistant coach on this team. The last time they won the title, he was the coach in 2004.
His 9th state title as the head coach of the Crusaders. So Masai Maynor, 9 of 12 in the first half for 113. Threw for some yards, but nothing to show for it. He was under a lot of duress, and that's putting it kindly.
He sends twin receivers out to the left side. And Maynor fires over the middle. Good looking play there by the Marauders. Nicely done. They faked the handoff to Sumi, who came around, and then he fired it to Asante.
Just baby steps now just to try to get something going. Asante's had such improvement this year under Coach Hansen. And he's, you know, he's the kind of guy who wants every play to be a touchdown, but he's learned to have some moderation in his game.
And a nice hole up the middle. There goes Anthony Sumi.
Yeah, Sumi has been a very impressive junior here at the back end of the season. It's the first we're seeing of Sumi here, but big, powerfully built kid. I mean, the first thing you notice about Sumi is about 210 pounds, and you know he can move some people around, no doubt about it.
Transfer from Middletown South, heading up to St. Peter's.
Good combo of size and speed, and he'll be back next year as the feature guy.
Twin receivers to the left, and Maynor looking that way, and not on the same page that time with Chase Jones. Or maybe that was intended for Sumi, not sure.
So Masai Maynor, who's really thrived this year in the high pressure situations, the great comeback against DePaul where they trailed by 14 in the 4th quarter. They trailed by 10 against St. Joe's in the 4th quarter. Led the Marauders back to victories in both those games.
Third down play, and the handoff goes up the middle. Huge hole by that offensive line again. And again, it's Sumi who hit that hole quickly.
Got that combination of size and speed. And watch the good push up front. Great blocking at the point of attack. He's got some space to run through.
First down, St. Peter's Prep at the Bergen Catholic 43. Maynor on the run, fires outside. Asante just steps out of bounds at about the 40-yard line. Pickup of 3. Just about a minute and a half gone by. There's a penalty flag down. Might be a sideline warning, not sure.
I don't think so, Lou. They're marching back.
Legal man downfield.
Oh, yeah.
On the offense. 5 yards. You first.
Legal man downfield. Rich Hansen can't believe it. So that wipes out that 3-yard gain, pushes them back 5. First and 15. And Maynor straight back to throw. He steps up, fires outside. Sumi makes the catch and makes the first man miss, and he's driven out of bounds at about the 46.
It's amazing. You can almost see Sumi trying to get out of bounds. You have to be conscious of the clock now if you're St. Peter's, believe it or not. Even though we have, 23 minutes of football left, but they're down 31 points. So somehow or another, if they could shave some points off of this deficit and at the same time stop the clock along the way, because they have a long journey ahead of them, do Chase Jones and the Marauders. Down 31.
Maynor back to throw, steps up, fires, catch made. Down near the 35-yard line. Good looking throw by Maynor as he flips it over the middle.
And when Maynor has that horseshoe to throw in, he's very good. Look at the time here by the offensive line. Grady Smith and his boys. And Maynor, the junior, he can sling it.
There's Adonis McGee on the reception. That's his first catch of the evening. Brings up a 3rd and almost 2 here. Ball at the 35-yard line. And Maynor on the run, lets it go as he's hit. And he really took a hard hit from Jean-Baptiste. Javante Jean-Baptiste came in and hit him low.
Baptiste is a wonderful football story, Lou, because he's really a self-made kid. He didn't walk into the building at Forest and Oradell and Bergen Catholic High School as some highly touted guy, that not some Pop Warner superstar, not some guy who's already getting sniffs from the colleges. He's a self-made kid, and he has earned and created his entire profile, which is getting bigger by the snap.
Maynor flips it outside. Shane Simon makes a nice move. Still on his feet, dives ahead, and that should be enough for the first down. Nice play by Shane Simon after the catch.
Yeah, they're going to work underneath now because Bergen Catholic is dropping a lot of guys deep and expect them to go downfield. So they'll nickel and dime their way now inside the 30 and get a fresh set of downs. But that clock is a-moving now with 9.5 and ticking.
First and 10 at the 28. And the toss outside again to Simon. Shane Butler in on the tackle along with Anthony Corbin. Pickup of 6, second down and 4 for the Marauders. Football sits at the 21-yard line. Maynor fires, incomplete. That one behind his intended receiver. Intended for McGee. Third down upcoming for St. Peter's Prep. 3rd and 4. Clock stopped with 8:50 remaining in the third quarter.
You don't want to get greedy here if you're Masai. Most importantly, move the chains. If you got to throw underneath just to get a fresh set of downs, do that. Or even use your legs. Can't have a drive stall here.
And nothing doing. Bergen Catholic had that covered.
That looked like high. Johnny High. And that is a load coming down the line of scrimmage is Johnny High. Johnny High says, hey, man, I'm Johnny Football.
He's 6 foot 270, and he's only a junior.
Had a very solid, productive year. Has Johnny High, no question about it. Nunzio Campanelli has really liked what he has stood for. Bosco transfer, wrestler. You can see that low center of gravity when he plays.
Here's a 4th and 5. Maynard taken down from behind the line of scrimmage again. It's Javante Jean-Baptiste.
First and foremost, the coverage for Bergen Catholic, as you see Maynard looking, nothing there. And then the length of Javante Jean-Baptiste really pays off. I mean, look at the extension right here, knowing to leave his feet. That's a Superman play right there by the 6'6" super senior.
Coming into this game, 83 tackles, 12.5 tackles for a loss, 9.5 sacks. Bergen Catholic takes over on downs, and the handoff up the middle. Ramir Johnson carries the football up across the 30. Picked up 6, 2nd down and 4.
Well, that's the second time now, St. Peter's. Right before the half, they had a good-looking drive going. Came away with nothing and ran out of the gate. And that just adds to the depression, Louis, for the Marauder faithful. I mean, they just have nothing to get them going.
And a big hit driving forward. Wow. And picking up first down yardage is Josh McKenzie. I am so impressed with McKenzie's toughness. After he gets the initial hit, he still drives forward for extra yardage.
Yeah, I mean, that leg drive and toughness is a big part of his game. And you can see right there, he takes a good smackdown right there. Does McKenzie. I mean, Amanda, when you think of Josh McKenzie, you think of that battering ram that's on display tonight.
You look at the explosiveness that he has. Coach Campanelli says a lot of that has to do with all the time he spent in his youth as a wrestler, Jimmy.
Yeah, I mean, he's one of the top wrestlers growing up in the country, a national profile wrestler. That pass is incomplete, and has had a real good wrestling career for Bergen Catholic, and that might be the only stone left unturned in his high school career is can he get that very difficult to get New Jersey State Wrestling Championship.
Garrett Cody, I don't know. That looked like he got his foot in there.
But did he control the ball?
Yeah.
You see, the ball was really never controlled. You saw the nose of the ball catch a piece of the carpet. So
goes incomplete, 2nd and 10. And Langen keeps it himself, pushes up towards the 40-yard line.
Johnny Langen making his 28th start. Now you get some extracurricular penalties come in at the back end of the play.
This might go against Bergen Catholic. Officials trying to figure it out. And they march it off.
Dead ball, personal foul on the offense. 15 yards, 2nd down. 3rd down.
All the way back to the 25-yard line. It is 3rd and 26 for the Crusaders.
And there is the legendary skipper Fred Stengel running the offensive line. High mark, standing next to Zach Sparber, the 1-2 combo punch running that O-line. And that might be the biggest area of growth this team has had from the offseason right through the season. They've become a force.
Big hole up the middle. Ramir Johnson up across the 45-yard line.
And there you go. Watch Toomey, the center, off the snap. And look at the hole right here. Hat on hat. That was textbook offensive line play. And it's always been the calling card of Fred Stengel, even in his days as the Bergen Catholic coach. He wanted to develop the offensive line, started with his longtime connection with the late, great Lou Rotino at Union High School, all the titles he won. But you see Toomey. Toomey's the quarterback of that old line. Undersized, smart kid. Does a little bit of everything. And his coming out party was against St. Joe's that day. They trailed 9-0 at home. And they would score on 6 straight possessions. And the O-line would really just take over. J.R. Woods sitting right next to him. Smart, having a great year. Physical kid. Just right across the board. You see Brian Felter, the sophomore, sitting on the other side of Toomey, to our right in front of Coach Stengel. Felter, the sophomore, phenomenal player, big 65, talking to the chief, Fred Stengel. By the end of it, Felter, 65, will be the best lineman in the league, they say. And then you see Zamir Faith, so talented, number 68 right there. I mean, athletic. Last year he was a tackle, moved him over to guard this year, and boy, those guys have paid dividends in a big way, Lou.
They've had a spectacular night tonight, no question about it. They've given Langen plenty of time to throw, and the running game has been extremely successful as well. Rich Hansen shaking his head. It's been a tough night for the Marauders. Ronnie Bergona is in to kick it away. No, they're going to fake it. Here's Ramir Johnson. He'll go all the way. At the 10, the 5, touchdown. Not Ramir Johnson, but a beautiful fake for Bergen Catholic. And bringing it in for the touchdown was Anthony Corbin.
Oh, man.
Anthony Corbin on the touchdown.
It's the same play they ran in California against Mater Dei for a touchdown. And look at Corbin.
There's a Bergen Catholic player down at the 22-yard line. Anthony Corbin found a big hole, and he takes it all the way for the touchdown.
Yeah, he's a smart, explosive kid. You know, he's their leading tackler on defense, so he really gets involved. High honor student in the classroom. They think Corbin has an Ivy League future. And he covers a lot of ground, and they gave an opportunity right there on a touch.
Corbin's had a big year defensively, 98 tackles, 3.5 sacks, 2 interceptions. And Bergen Catholic most likely has put this one away with that touchdown on the fake.
You going out on a limb, Lou?
Going out on a limb. 5:44. Well, you know, and the big thing, of course, is that now with this 38-point differential.
Missed.
Oh, it's no good. All right, 37-point differential. Bergen Catholic will have a running clock here. So,
yeah, another thing that comes under the heading of we didn't see it coming. We didn't see running time.
No, never.
In this final. And watch it again, well executed, so much daylight. And then Corbin, look at the move he puts on Asante. Corbin is electric. That was a heck of a juke. Similar to the one against Mater Dei.
What a call by Bergen Catholic to get the touchdown. Now they're up 37-0. On their way to their 17th championship.
So here's the school of thought, right, Lou? It's 31-0. There's still 18 minutes of football left. Are you teetering on rubbing it in, running a fake punt there? But 18 minutes of football. It is the state final. It is Bergen St. Peter's. And it was 31-0. Debatable. It's a lot of time left in the football game to just think they're going to take a knee, right?
And Asante
take a knee in the form of just running the football.
And the clock runs, as you see, at 37-0. And you're right, Jim. I mean, there's no way. If you had told us that there would be a running clock in this game between St. Peter's and Bergen Catholic, I'm sure we both would have laughed.
And I think that's the point on the fake punt. It's all inbounds until you get to running time. Running time is symbolic of, okay, this game is now officially out of hand.
St. Peter's 1st and 10 at the 22-yard line. Here's Maynor, and he takes off, gets a good block on the corner, and takes it out of bounds. Four minutes, 35 seconds, counting down here in the third quarter. Maynor flips it, caught. Chase Jones on the reception. And the Marauders take it up to the 38-yard line. Less than 4 minutes remaining. Second down play, Maynor in trouble, goes down. Never had a chance on the play. In for Bergen Catholic, Robert Sneed, senior linebacker.
Yeah, Sneed coming on a stunt. Great closing speed, and now Sneedy has got a sack in the state final.
So it makes it 3rd and long. It'll be 3rd and 12. Actually say 3rd and 13 officially. So here is Maynor looking to throw. Flushed out, goes down. Jean-Baptiste and DeCosmo, the two defensive ends, in on the play.
Jean-Baptiste is coming away with a heck of a highlight reel from the state final. He has made some signature plays tonight. The kind of plays that will have college football salivating to get his services. No doubt about it. Anthony Diatetta now back for the punt. Diatetta, of course, who caught the touchdown to beat Don Bosco on the road. The 92-yard drive as Bergen Catholic trailed with under 3 minutes left. And Diatetta on the crossing route into the end zone on the road at Don Bosco. And that one felt good for the Crusader Nation.
End over end kick, and Diatetta makes the fair catch at the 40-yard line. Well, big championship day of high school football coming up on Saturday as well. And we are covering all these games on News 12 Varsity. Voorhees taking on West Essex, 10 a.m. kick. North 2 Group 3. Hillside, Point Pleasant Borough. That's the Central Group 2 final. Shabazz versus Weequahic, the Battle of Newark at 10 a.m. for North 2 Group 1. Phillipsburg, North Hunterdon, South Brunswick, Manalapan should be an interesting game. Central Group 5, What a year for the Manalapan Braves. St. Joe's DePaul, that's a big one, non-public Group 3. Point Pleasant Beach, Middlesex, the Blue Jays coming out of nowhere in Central Group 1. Mount Olive, Old Japan, we'll be here for that. Compton Lakes, Hasbrook Heights, and Somerville versus Rumson Fairhaven. What a year for the Somerville Pioneers. Their head coach, Jeff Vanderbeek, the former owner of the New Jersey Devils. He's got him in a championship game.
Gotta love it.
Second down and 10. Upcoming at the 40-yard line for Bergen Catholic. Crusaders lead it 37-0.
This will be the final play, Louis, of the third quarter. Get us to the final 12.
Johnny Langan hands it off, and this is a big run up across the 45-yard line into St. Peter's territory. Josh McKenzie on the carry. First down at the St. Peter's Prep 45. And Bergen Catholic coaches call the team over. They won't run another play here in the third quarter. 3 quarters gone by here at MetLife Stadium. One of the most dominant performances we have seen in the playoffs, no question about it, over the past several years. All Crusaders. Bergen Catholic on their way to victory. They lead it 37-0 here on News 12 Varsity. Back at MetLife Stadium, Bergen Catholic up 37-0 here in the non-public Group 4 championship game. And they handed off the first play from scrimmage of the fourth quarter. Ramir Johnson takes it up the middle, and he barrels his way down near the 35-yard line. Big crowd here at MetLife Stadium, kind of quiet now as it all sinks in. Bergen Catholic on their way to their 17th state championship. And handoff is to Josh McKenzie. He's at the 10, the 5, touchdown, Bergen Catholic.
A lot of football left for Bergen Catholic going against a demoralized St. Peter's Prep defense. And when you got gamers like Josh McKenzie only plays one way. I mean, you hope at some point his night will come to a close and they'll empty the bench and get some guys in there that haven't played a lot, especially in a prominent game like this. But with over 11 minutes of football left, it's now a 44-0 lead. Josh McKenzie, 95-yard night and a touchdown, and there with Coach Sparber and Coach Stengel. They're happy for him. He stayed healthy this year. He was a real force coming out of the backfield. See the great adjustment, the cutback. He'll be the feature back next year.
See that speed of McKenzie. We talked about his power. He's got the speed. The combination takes it in for the touchdown. Crusaders are up 44-0. Keep in mind, Bergen Catholic scored 41 in the first meeting against St. Peter's this year. Now they're up over 40 again. 44 points on the board here with 11 minutes and 14 seconds remaining in the game. And the Crusader Crazies, Bergen Catholic students, are having a grand old time down in the far side of the end zone.
Well, you know, listen, it's been a while, Lou. Nunzio's been here for 8 years. You got to remember, first 3 years that Nunzio was at Bergen Catholic, he went to this game 3 straight years and lost all 3 of them. He would lose his first 2 state championships to Don Bosco in games that Don Bosco controlled late. In the 3rd year, 2012, they took on Paramus Catholic, and Johnny Germano and Bergen Catholic scored with less than 2 minutes left in the game to take the lead. And the Crusader Nation and Nunzio Campanelli looked like they were on their way to winning that first state title since 2004. But Steve Shanley and Paramus Catholic went to work in the final 90 seconds. He hit Washington on the go route. Paramus Catholic scored with a minute left, and Bergen Catholic came up short. You thought he'd go to the state final every year after that. But that's the last time they were here, Lou. It's been a lot of semifinal finishes in the last few years for Nunzio Campanelli. But it'll end this year on a night at MetLife where his team put their A game on display, scoring on 5 of their first 6 possessions. They were dominant, they were more physical, they were faster, they were fiercer. And Mission 17 will come to fruition, and Nunzio Campanelli, Lou, will get his first state title as a head coach.
Here's Maynard, steps up, hit from behind as he releases, and it goes incomplete.
He had 8 state titles as Greg Toll's offensive coordinator.
And the clock ticks down, 9.5 left.
Actually 6, I'm going to say. 6 state titles. Rich Hansen, who won this game in 2014 with Brandon Wimbush and Minka Fitzpatrick, and came to this game last year, led at the half, saw Paramus Catholic score 28 straight points in the game last year. And that was their motivation all year long. Now, look, you got to give them credit. They got back to this game this year. But they will come up short.
Don Maleo on that last carry. And it's 4th down now. 4th and 1 for St. Peter's.
Masai Maynard will be back next year for his senior year. He'll be motivated. He'll have talent around him. And St. Peter's will be right back in the mix next year, Lou.
Nice pass over the middle. Shane Simon on the catch. And he's got a first down for the Marauders. Across the 40, up to the 44-yard line.
Shane Simon will go out to South Bend, Indiana, along with the Adamalola brothers. Imagine 3 players from one high school team committing to Notre Dame. Listen, they earned it.
Here's Maynard, gets away. Takes off, he's got some running room, gets outside, and makes a couple of nice jukes to take it out of bounds across the 45-yard line. So Masai Maynard coming back next year, as Jimmy mentioned, Amanda.
And Lou, this coaching staff just loves the way that Maynard plays. They say to him all the time, whatever you're eating or drinking, we just need to bottle it up, because he has so much energy and passion. Usually by game week on Wednesdays when he starts to finally settle down, the coaching staff has to remind him to relax and save the energy. He was so excited and so jacked up for this game.
Hand off to Dom Maleo. And he picks up good yardage. Dom playing in his last game as a senior. He's had a nice career with St. Peter's Prep, a terrific season.
He had great performance in the semifinal where he was so physical. He was really gashing Paramus Catholic on that night. They ran the ball for 200 yards that night against Paramus Catholic, and we thought it would be a real tone setter for this state final, that their ability to then run the football. It did not happen tonight, though. They were chasing it from the word go and could just really never try to establish that running game that would open up the opportunistic shots to take with guys like Shane Simon.
1st and 10 for St. Peter's at the Bergen Catholic 28. Maynor in trouble, gets away. Now he's going to run. He's got some room. He cuts across the field at the 10 and dives down inside the 5-yard line. Well, no quit in Masai Maynor.
Now that's the kind of Masai Maynor plays that DePaul, one of the best teams in all the Tri-State. DePaul led this team by 14 points with 8 minutes left, and Maynor went on a 15-0 run, doing a lot of it with his legs. And they went for 2 after pulling to within 21-20. And Rich Hansen decided, not only am I going for 2, I'm going with a quarterback sweep for the 2-point conversion. And Maynor ran it into the corner of the end zone at Caven Point. And St. Peter's Prep beat DePaul 22-21. A game in which they trailed 21-7, Lou, with 8 minutes left. It was the signature victory of the year for Rich Hansen. And then we mentioned the victory over St. Joe's, in which they trailed by 10 in the 4th quarter. Rich Hansen really had a lot on his bucket list this year, beating Don Bosco a couple of times, beating St. Joe's, beating DePaul. This was the last stone left unturned, Bergen Catholic. And it is not going to happen.
Here's Maynor, cuts it back in and dives in for the touchdown. Touchdown, St. Peter's.
Even the Crusadeiacs are giving the Marauders some love. These kids are funny, man. They are funny. Listen, there was a night a few years ago, Bergen Catholic and St. Peter's Prep 2014 played on ESPN Live. And this was the regular season game, and St. Peter's annihilated Bergen Catholic. And those Crusadeiacs cheered their Crusaders right to the end. They earned my respect on that night.
Chris Shaw in to kick the extra point. His kick is up, and it is good.
This game was eerily similar to that one on that night. You see Maynor, the recognition, and just some good old-fashioned Masai Maynor will and desire to get into the end zone.
Couple of nice moves. Carry some defenders with him. So 44-7 the score, and the Marauders break the shutout. Nice drive, 11 plays, 79 yards. And mostly Masai Maynor had a 23-yard run in that drive. So the Marauders will kick it off. Let's see if they try to onside kick it or kick it all the way.
Just another one of those, can't believe it, 43 minutes it took St. Peter's Prep to score in this state championship. It's another tribute to the Bergen Catholic defense.
And they kind of pooch it. And it is caught at the 30-yard line. And the ball, I think, came loose. Let's see. And Bergen Catholic has it across the 40.
Cade McDermott has had a heck of a year, man. Great tackler. He's the quarterback of the defense. Plays the ball well in the air. Really the captain of the defense. really got the high marks from Coach Campanelli for his ability to tackle.
Crusaders taking their time. Of course, it's still a running clock because it's a 37-point differential. And Johnny Langan comes out. Playing in his last game here for Bergen Catholic. One he'll remember forever. A handoff. Penalty flags fly all over the place. This should be a face mask against St. Peter's.
Louis, we had mentioned Bergen Catholic had played 12 football seasons since their last state title. So when you dip back in time, it was 2004. Bosco Bergen. The video even looks a little older, right? How about number 10, the immortal Brian Cushing, 80-yard touchdown. Bergen Catholic still trailed in the game by 1. Second quarter, Brad Hartung to Cushing for the touchdown. Bergen Catholic had a lead. They wouldn't give up. Matt Sims, the sophomore, back to pass. Brian Cushing, who else? With the sack. And here we go. Giants Stadium was the day. Bergen Catholic wins it at night. And that was their last state title, 13-10. Jimmy Dre with the pick to seal the deal. Another great player, Jimmy Dre. And BC was a state champ in 2004.
Johnny Langan just came off the field towards the Bergen Catholic sideline, and the Bergen Catholic fans gave him an appropriate hand as he finishes a brilliant career with the Crusaders. You can see how emotional he is there, Jim.
You know what? They go as he goes, and he knew that, and he knew he had to play well in this game. He knew he was going to have to set the tone. You know, he's been an emotional kid from the day he got there. But the one thing that's most impressive about Johnny Langan is his love of the game. This kid loves to play football. You know, and it's what coaches like Nunzio Campanelli and Fred Stengel and Greg Toll and Tony Carsage and Augie Hoffman. You know, you go right down the line. Dan Sabella. This is what they love. They love guys, as Nunzio still got the good footwork. They love guys who love to play the game. And that's what Johnny Langan is. Not bad by the old Amherst.
I got to tell you,
right there.
Those were some nice moves by Nunzio.
They got to reload that, by the way. You can't let him get away with that. There's more than one bucket over there.
Nice little spinning, twisting move. Well, you're inside 2 minutes now.
I go back, Lou, to the first drive of the game. They're on their own 39-yard line. It's a 4th and a long one. Zero hesitation, which you knew would be the case with Coach Campanelli. He was going to go for it. Go ahead, Johnny. Carry the ball. Do not be stopped. He gets that first down. It put an emotional charge into the Crusader sideline, and they just rolled from there.
Oh, and they just did get Nunzio again with the reloaded bucket.
They had to.
You called it, Jimmy.
They had to. Come on.
When he least expected it. Penalty flags are thrown on that play.
Oh, that was a good one right there, too. They got him. They got him from the blind side. That was Big Morris, Marquise Morris.
There are 4 penalty flags on the field right now. Clock stopped with 53 seconds remaining.
It's been a long time, Lou. You know, it's just amazing. You reflect upon it. You had the Don Bosco incredible run where they won 6 titles. And the last thing the Crusader Nation, Bergen Catholic, ever saw coming was the rise of Paramus Catholic. You know, Paramus Catholic has won 3 titles in the last 5 years. That is amazing when you think of it.
Yeah.
You know, in between, Don Bosco wins it in 2015. St. Peter's wins it in 2014.
We have 2 dead ball fouls. Personal foul on the defense, and then another dead ball foul on the defense. Both will be assessed. First down.
And when you think about this league now, Lou, what great parity. Bergen Catholic will be your 2017 champs. 2016, Paramus Catholic. 2015, Don Bosco. 2014, St. Peter's Prep. I mean, that's like, you know, that is mixing it up right there. And oh, by the way, I hope that the rumor is true that St. Joe's will be back in non-public A. Look, we know we love to have them play everybody in the regular season, which they do. But just like in 2015, when St. Joe's and Nick Patty's sophomore year made it to MetLife here and would lose to Don Bosco, if they're beating them in the first game of the season, you need St. Joe's in non-public A. Bring them all up.
Well, the clock ticks down.
Am I saying I'm dating myself with non-public A?
But we know what you mean.
Yeah.
Non-public Group 4.
Group 4.
Well, Bergen Catholic will not run another play, and they will celebrate. The Crusaders with a dominant performance in the non-public Group 4 state championship game defeat St. Peter's Prep 44-7. Yeah, that's about as dominant performance as you will see in a championship matchup of this caliber.
31-0 at the half. They scored only 13 points in the second half. But you hope as a head coach when you come into a one-shot deal. See Jack McGovern, AD at Bergen Catholic. You hope when you come into a one-shot deal, the state final, that your team plays the way they play. And Bergen Catholic this year played with a certain vibe against New Jersey teams. They did not lose to a New Jersey team. They wanted to own New Jersey, which they did. They beat everybody on the board. You name it. DePaul, St. Joe's, St. Peter's, Don Bosco, Pope John. They went right through everybody, and they are not only the champions of New Jersey, they are the #1 team in the tri-state.
Well, Bergen Catholic goes to 10-2 on the year. They finish the season on a 9-game winning streak. And let's go down to Amanda, who's standing by with our player of the game, brought to you by the Huntington Learning Center. Experts in SAT and ACT prep since 1977. Call 1-800-CAN-LEARN today. Amanda?
Thanks, guys. Of course, it's Johnny Langen. And Johnny, the drought is finally over for Bergen Catholic.
I mean, absolutely. This win is for everybody that's ever put on a Bergen Catholic jersey. I mean, we've just been working so hard this whole season, and this game wasn't won today. It wasn't won yesterday. It was won in the off season. It was won in the summer, and it was won every single time we put on the pads for practice.
You guys were dominated from the beginning, and you never took your foot off the pedal.
Absolutely, man. I mean, we just executed everything that our coach told us to do, and we just had a good game.
Johnny, you know, for you guys, you had great accuracy all day, and then you guys missed Coach Nuns with the water bucket. What was up with that?
Well, I mean, he saw it coming, I guess, but I mean, it's just, I mean, I'll remember this more for the rest of my life, and I'm just so happy that I was able to end my career at Bergen Catholic with a win.
Well, I know you're waiting to go celebrate with the Crusadiacs. Have fun.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Guys, back to you.
All right, Johnny wishes us a good night, and I'm sure he'll have a good night as his team wins 44-7.
Yeah, he's right, though, Lou. It's for all the guys that, you know, put their blood, sweat, and tears out there on the field for BC and maybe came up a little short. You know, you think about, guys like Jared Garantano and Shipper Drizzy and Frankie Feaster. I mean, you can go on and on. You know what I mean? But it's their time once again. The Crusaders of Bergen Catholic are at the mountaintop of New Jersey football, and that's just the place they want to be. Look at the Crusadiacs, Louie, Johnny and the boys with the Crusadiacs.
So Bergen Catholic wins it big, 44-7. They are non-public Group 4 state champs.